Hi, I'm going to be talking about Predator Badlands. It's number 6 in the live-action standalone franchise. I'm less sad about the Alien vs Predator movies, the better. Not a fan of those at all. I've not yet seen actually Predator Killer of Killers. I think that's an animated film, but I'm not seeing that yet. But this Predator Badlands is the 6th in the franchise, of the live action franchise, and I have a soft spot for this series of films. They're B movie fun, wrapped in A movie production, and the 4th movie, The Predator, is actually the only weak link out of the 6 for me. And Predator Badlands has an enjoyable plot. You can see the story beats coming, but they're not annoyingly signposted. There's anticipation without being boringly predictable, which is good fun for an action thriller. However, the action sequences are edited too fast and sometimes are undertaken in the dark, so that hampers the enjoyment of the combat stuff. For the adrenaline junkies among us, the combat stuff needed to be better done, unfortunately. Needed to be more pulse pounding. And also needed the Predator Badlands needed the toughness of the franchise. In the UK, Predator Badlands is rated 12A. In the past, the other installments have got 15 rating or an 18 rating. And there's some violent stuff in Predator Badlands, but it needed that toughness, I think, of the rest of the franchise. The live action movie world of the Predator series has been expanded on in this film. We get a name for the Predator species. We also get a name for their home world, and we get to witness their language, which is done in subtitles. And Predator Badlands shake things up. 6th in the franchise, it really needed to do that. And here we get to see a film from the perspective of the Predator, from the perspective traditionally of the villain. They sort of turned the franchise on its head, a bit like Terminator 2. And also Predator Badlands is a coming of age Predator movie. Don't worry, it's not The Breakfast Club. The lead Predator, Deck, is not going to be in detention for the whole film. It's a lot worse for him. The film opens on a few Predator Codex laws, things like a predator can't have friends, a predator's never prey, and the predator is always like the predator of other species. And that's all those rules, those codexes are going to be broken. And after setting it in the past with the previous installment, Prey, this installment, Predator Badlands, is set far into the future. It's merging with the Alien franchise, but without having the any of the alien creatures in it, or any humans for that matter. It's you get androids, the predators, and then other creatures. And Weyland Yutani, the corporation from the Alien movies, really is shown again, to be a terrible company, doing horrible things. And Predator Badlands does have some good ideas, but there's not enough world building. The film felt too short. I would easily have loved another hour of the film. This could have been really epic. We see a bit of the Predator homeworld. We see that they're organised by clans, but not how they live. Do they have our lifestyles? Do they recycle? Do they go to the cinema? When they kill, on other planets, do they bring back those planets' culture and tech to improve their society? We don't get answers to any of these burning questions. Maybe a future franchise entry will answer these questions. The audience is treated to another planet, not just the home world. The majority of the film is set on a world called Genna, or Genna, Genna. And this planet has an apex predator, it's domestic apex predator, which a predator species has never managed to kill. And Dek, the focus of the film, needs to kill this apex predator to prove himself to his clan. So that's basically the plot. He's on this planet, he's got to kill it, got to bring it back home. But obviously lots gets in his way, and this apex predator is meant to be the deadliest creature in the universe. But, a side point, I thought the alien from the Alien franchise, the xenomorph, was meant to be the deadliest creature in the universe. But, maybe the alien doesn't count because it was engineered and not, evolved. I don't know. Anyway, so this creature's the target and the crosshairs of Dek. And the planet of Jenna or Genna is... it reminds me of Pandora in Avatar and Vesta in the TV show Scavenger's Reign, where every living thing seems to be homicidal. So, Dek is his job cut out for him, basically. Predator Badlands, has some top-notch CGI, some top-notch visual effects, and a propulsive score. It's enjoyable. And it's learnt from The Mandalorian and the Star Wars series, and added in its own version of Grogu. But don't worry, the franchise hasn't, become cuddly or anything. Though this installment is, like I said, is not savage enough. The viciousness is tempered. It's a buddy comedy a bit, so it's changed the tone, for better and for worse. I'm not sure everyone will enjoy it, but the Predator gets a sidekick in the form of an android, or synthetic as it's called Thea. Thea is enjoyably chatty, reminds me of Deadpool and Harley Quinn, so there's a lot of banter in the film. And by the way, I've got a little nitpick for Predator Badlands. In the film, you see the Predator, with this famous three-pronged laser, shoulder-mounted blaster thingy. It's canon. But we're now thousands of years in the future. We first saw it in 1987 when it lands on Earth and takes on Arnold Schwarzenegger and his team. But, even thousands of years in the future, I would have thought that either the tech would have evolved or it would be obsolete and something else would have replaced it. As a minor nitpick, but maybe the Predators are forced to have this old tech because it gives their targets, their prey, a fighting chance. Maybe the laser cannon thing is a bit of fan service. There's a bit of production design fan service as well as is a tiny bit of the score and the sound effects. But it's not annoying. Don't worry. Overall, Predator Badlands, easily passes the time, but feels like a wasted opportunity, unfortunately. I wanted it to go gonzo in execution and grander in scale, but the ending is funny, though, the last bit of the film. And if you like this kind of sci-fi, fantasy, action movies, I've got some recommendations for you. Check out Alien Romulus. That was actually surprisingly good. That's a decades old sci-fi franchise, and they did a good job with that entry. So if you like Predator Badlands, I think you'd enjoy Alien Romulus. There's also a cracking horror action movie called Cloverfield, a found footage film where a ginormous alien crash lands on Earth, and the inhabitants of New York are trying to escape it. Yeah, so it's a exhilarating movie. Then there's a film called District 9, where aliens crash land on Earth or come to Earth unexpectedly. It's an allegory. It's exhilarating as well, thought-provoking. District 9. Then there's an interesting animated film, an anime from Japan called Redline. That's like a car race film set on another world. Yeah, it's a really adrenaline fueled action movie. Yeah, it's really good. Animation's is superlative on that film. Then you've got War for the Planet of the Apes. The Planet of the Apes films, there's loads of them, and War for the Planet of the Apes is the apex, the pinnacle of that franchise for me. It's again another allegorical film. It's thoughtful, emotional, but also tense. A really interesting film. And then also another film for you, Love and Monsters. That's where sort of alien creatures crash land on the Earth, and and humans are barely surviving, and it's a sort of survival film. I remember when I saw it, I was very impressed with the visual effects on that film. And a different kind of film, it might not seem an obvious sort of analogous film, but Conan the Barbarian, a fantasy film starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, the original Conan the Barbarian from the 80s. I love that film. It's one of my favourite fantasy films. It's kind of a survival film, but more than just survival. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Conan is trying to thrive in this fantasy world, a brutal fantasy world. Really imaginative film. Well acted as well. It's a mythical film. It's probably one of one of my favourite fantasy films is Conan the Barbarian, the original one. And then Paul Verhoeven's Starship Troopers from the 90s. That is a war film, a sci-fi film where humans and aliens are at war with each other. And the humans try and take it to the alien planet, it's a darkly funny, very violent, exciting film, and it's better than one of the few films I think that are better than the source novel. It improves on the book that it was based on, Starship Troopers. And then for those of you who like their hunt chase kind of movies, put on your list Apocalypto. That's set during the Mayan period. Be warned though, it is brutal, it is ultra violent, but it's it's extraordinarily well made, well paced. It's a merciless movie. Then you've also got a Liam Neeson film, The Grey, where a small plane crashes in hospitable conditions, and the survivors of the plane crash have to contend with a pack of wolves that are hunting them in the snow. It's one of Liam Neeson's best action thrillers. So put that on your list, The Grey. Then a classic called The Warriors. It's a gang warfare film where a gang has to reach back to its home territory while being chased, while being hunted. It's called The Warriors. It's really great, and it still stands up to this day as well. And then my final recommendation is The Yellow Sea, a South Korean movie. It's an action thriller where the lead just gets put through the ringer. At the end of the film, you're like, how is this person even standing at the end? Yeah, The Yellow Sea. That's not many people talk about that film, but I feel that's one of my favourite South Korean movies. So please, put all those on your list. If you see Predator Badlands, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy my movie recommendations as well. And if you like this video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and like the video.